Yeah, yeah, I have a dream for my friends to live better, cause we ain't here forever.
How do we overcome negativity? How do we overcome and not get swept away by negative people, by negative environments, by negative comments or things that we see on the internet or social media? And most importantly, how do we not get overwhelmed with the negativity that often takes place inside of ourselves? Well, I think that I found a solution, a way that we can overcome negativity, and instead of being at the mercy of the negative, stand strong in peace, compassion, and positivity. Ultimately, not allowing the external world to pull us into its storms, but instead pulling the external world into our peace. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go around and grab people and say, now you're going to be peaceful. Now you're going to be positive. Because the reality of the situation is there are always going to be some negative individuals that we bump up against as we move throughout our lives. So how do we deal with negative individuals? You may live with somebody negative. You may go to school with somebody negative. You may work alongside somebody negative or an entire clan of negative individuals. How do you remain positive when you're forced to interact and conversate or work alongside these people? Very simply, first and foremost, you have to recognize what makes them negative. Is it what they are doing? Is it the things that they are saying? Is it the way that they're interacting with you? You see, when you start to ask yourself what makes them negative, it really starts shining a light inside of our own minds, inside of your mind, where you really start seeing they are only negative because of the way that we have categorized them. Now, I know you may say, Jafan, you don't know, these people are really negative. I mean, they're always talking about something wrong that's going on. They always have an ailment. They always are complaining about something. And I understand that there are people that continuously speak about the unfortunate more than they do the positive. However, when those people speak or when those people are moving with this negative energy, are you going to allow that negativity to seep into your mind, into your heart, into your being, and disrupt your peace? Or are you going to simply let them be them without having to soak up the vibes or the energy that they are sending your way? You see, there is a way that you can remain peaceful, that you can remain positive, that you can remain empowered, and not at the mercy of what is happening out here. It comes with mindfulness, it comes with meditation, it comes from just simply being aware of the fact that you do not have to react the same way to negative people. Instead, you can choose to respond differently. And you can respond instead of looking at them as if, why are you saying all these negative things? You can start recognizing, wait, they may be saying this negative jumbo, jibber jabber, whatever you want to say, but I'm not at the mercy of that. It really doesn't affect me unless I internalize it and let it affect me. So that's the first thing. When you're dealing with negative individuals, just simply don't let that negativity rub off on you and disrupt your inner peace. Secondly, how can you go into negative environments and not be swept away by a negative river of emotions or vibrations or energy? Well, there's been something that I've been practicing as I've been traveling across the nation and speaking and doing workshops and just doing a lot of different things in businesses and nonprofits and schools. There are different environments that bring certain feelings all together. And a simple practice that I've been doing is before I go in and speak, before I go into my place of work, before I enter into typically any place, I will spend a few moments and just envision sending positive energy, positivity, peaceful, compassionate energy into that environment that I have the opportunity to enter into. And what I found is if I am sending this positive energy in front of me, then I am also moving with this positivity, this lightness, this peaceful attitude, so to say, when I enter into these environments. Now on the flip side, if I don't do this, and instead I'm telling myself, I'm forced to go into this negative environment, then I am sending this idea of negativity before me, and there's a high chance, a very high probability that I will experience something negative. You see, where your focus goes, energy flows. So therefore, if you are focused on the positive, you will see more positive. If you know that you're going to experience negative, you're going to experience negative. Now, the final area. How do we deal with the negativity inside of ourselves? Well, very simply, we must be willing and able to catch our thoughts or our self-talk when it starts spiraling into this negative cyclical motion. And be willing to capture those thoughts, those negative thoughts, and inject a positive flow of thoughts in our conscious minds. Now, this takes some practice. This is where meditation and mindfulness can be extremely helpful. Because most of the time, we don't even know the thoughts that we are thinking. We don't even know the conversations that are taking place inside of ourselves. So every so often, just stop for a moment and say, self, if I continue to think these thoughts and have these emotions and continue this type of negative, destructive self-talk inside of me, what will the next 3 months or 6 months or 12 months look like? And if you don't like the answer to that question, then I would highly recommend that you begin being extremely mindful of the thoughts that you are thinking and the conversation that nobody hears that is always taking place, and that is the conversation inside of you. So 3 ways that we can overcome negativity. First, when you're dealing with a negative person, don't allow their negativity to disrupt your peace. Second, when you're forced to enter into a negative environment or you find yourself in a negative environment, be willing to send positivity to go in front of you. You see, what you focus on, your energy flows towards, and you typically get that which you are putting your attention on. Third, how do we overcome negativity inside of ourselves? Simple. Think new thoughts. Choose to empower new emotions. And change the conversation and the dialogue that is taking place within. Do this, my friend, and you will see that negativity is a thing of the past. And though difficult experiences may pop up along your journey, you recognize that you are always at a choice as to whether you will remain positive and peaceful or negative and upset. The choice is yours.
Yeah, I have a dream for my friends to live better, cause we ain't here forever. I got a dream for the streets to know peace, no young brothers to see.